It's Powerback time on the Gutsy podcast, your 20-minute boost to reclaim and refocus your energy. Get ready to have bursts of clarity, a boost of confidence, and the practical steps you need to make gutsy moves forward. You've got big things to do, so let's get your power back. Being gutsy isn't about forcing courage. It's about becoming the person that no longer negotiates with their own potential. We've been doing a lot of identity work inside of Auraline the last couple of weeks. Not rushing, not forcing, not hustling, choosing. Choosing to move as the woman who already has the thing that she's envisioning. Choosing to make decisions the way that her future self would. Choosing to pause, evaluate, and get curious instead of spiraling. You say that you want something, but then show up and act like a person that could never have it. Beliefs that talk you out of it before you even get started, and habits that sabotage your progress. To get what you truly want, you got to start acting like the person that already has it. Because the way that you think, move, and decide, it matters. This isn't fake it till you make it, friends. This is believe it and go get it. The irony today is that I am practicing what I'm about to talk to you about. I am practicing showing up as the future LauraAura who's got her shit together with the podcast. Listen, somewhere along the way, I learned that I am a master in the 11th hour. Like, my brain gets quiet, I get hyper-focused. This is actually a skill that comes in handy more often than not. And I've learned that it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with that. It just means that I have to learn when to use it and when it's becoming kind of this kryptonite that's fucking me over. I mean, it really boils down to procrastination. There's no fancy way to get around this. Sometimes I procrastinate because there's a part of me that knows that I'll always get it done. And while that has saved my ass many of times, it's not a great space that I always want to be operating out of. And I've had to undo this habit, undo this familiar experience and get into something that's less comfortable, which is working proactively, which is really bizarre because I work incredibly proactively in so many different areas of my life and in my business. But for some reason, the podcast is like the last remnant that I can't seem to kick yet. Or should I say I'm actively working on shifting. So in this moment, as I'm recording this episode, I had a choice. Do I call today? Do I push this off to tomorrow? Or do I do this now? Maybe when I don't really want to, maybe when I'm like, oh, I can push this off. Oh, I don't have to do this right now. There's this kind of teeter-totter space where I have to make a decision. And one of the things that I'm really leaning into is identity work, right? Really embodying, okay, if I think about future LauraAura, okay, who is traveling frequently, who is doing book tours, who is talking to people way more than I am even now, how does she need to do this podcast? How does she need to show up? What does she need to do so that she has the time and the capacity to put in the level of depth and consideration that she wants to with these episodes that the current Laura is? I've started to tap into what does her schedule look like? Where is she going? What is she doing? How is her time being spent differently? And I realize that Laura can't procrastinate. That Laura needs to be proactive, actually thrives in being proactive, because when she's proactive, she has more space. She has more clarity. She can have more conversation. She gets newer ideas, right? Like, she is not weighed down by the oh shit moments. Instead, she's saying, oh, things are scheduled out. Oh, things are ahead. Oh, I've got some time and flexibility. And it also gives her time to just be, to not always be catching herself and running after herself, but to say, I'm ahead. I'm good. If I want to take off the day, I can do that. If I want to meet up with a friend for lunch, I could do that. And if I'm traveling, I can do that too without the worry. Now, one of the most important parts of this entire situation here is we're not waiting until that version is here. We have to start acting like that person now. today, building the healthy habits, shifting the way that we believe, changing the way that we show up for ourselves, moving differently within our work. The only way that that future version of you gets those things is by building the foundation now. See, we often have it flipped on its head. It's like, oh, well, once I'm here, once I achieve this milestone, once I do this particular thing, then I'll change my habits. Then I'm going to change the way that I talk. Then I'm going to change the way that I show up or make decisions. And it's like, no, we have to embody that version now. And you might wonder, like, okay, Laura, I don't know if I know how she would show up. I don't know if I know how she would make decisions because I'm not there yet. Fair. Let's play in the space of what if, okay? Let's go into the future just for a moment. I want you to think about a goal or a milestone or a shift that you're making. What has your focus right now? What are you working on? What are you working towards? Let's look into the future, okay? Everything, you've got all the answers, okay? You've got it all figured out. You have all the resources. It's done. That thing is yours. You have everything that you have been striving for. Your career is where you want it to be. Your business is thriving. Your finances are overflowing in such a great way. You're taking the amount of vacations that you want to take. You've got just like peace and fulfillment within you. Your family's great. You and your spouse are getting along in the best way possible. You've regained your health, right? Like what is this thing for you? What is this gutsy move that you've been focusing on, that you've been shifting for, that you've been preparing for? If you're able to safely and you feel comfortable doing this, maybe even close your eyes. Like, let's just go there in our mind, but maybe even more importantly, let's go there in our bodies. What does it feel like to have a job that you fucking love? What does it feel like in your body to have clients showing up in your email seemingly out of nowhere? What does it feel like to be sitting on the beach or traveling Europe and looking at your friends or your family and just smiling and being like, I can't believe I'm fucking here? What does it feel like to have depth and intimacy and connection with your partner? What does it feel like when you look into the mirror and you're like, gosh, I love my body. I feel good in my skin. I feel strong in myself. Feel that for a minute. Like literally just feel what that feels like. Let yourself expand into the possibility of what you see, because what you see is already yours. There's a version of you that has this. You wouldn't be able to see it and feel it this deeply if it wasn't for you, if it wasn't possible. Picture yourself living it, breathing it. It's easy. Look around you with so much pride and so much gratitude that you kept going. You believed in yourself. You pushed through the challenges. You opened yourself up to guidance and advice. You achieved the thing. You made what probably felt like millions of little gutsy moves to have this here and today. You get to sit in awe, realizing that it was all worth it and it's all yours. This, my friend, is you. This is aligned you. This is calculated and focused you. This is you that is full of self-belief, that is agile, that is open, that is curious. This is the version of you that says, I did it. Now, let's think about this for a second. Let's stay in that embodied state, okay? She's still living and breathing and she's in our existence. You can practically taste it. Let's start thinking about how she might move, how she makes decisions. In her career, is she staying quiet in meetings when she has something of value to add? No, she's speaking up. In her business, is she hiding behind to-do lists and second-guessing every single thing that she does? No, she's leaning in. She's doing the uncomfortable thing. She's putting up a new video online, or she's reaching out to ask for guidance. The healthiest version of you, is she ignoring her body? Is she talking herself out of working out? Okay, maybe every once in a while, but on a regular basis? Is she eating foods that she knows damages her body? Is she talking negatively about the way that she looks in the mirror? Nope. She's prioritizing her health. She's building her workout schedule into her work calendar. She's investing in good foods, even if it's little bits at a time. She looks at herself in the mirror and is grateful for the strength and the agility that she has. Do we know exactly how your future self will make every single move, will make every single decision? No, because we're not yet there, but you are on the track for it. If you weren't, you wouldn't be listening to this episode right now. But we can start to imagine how she would choose to show up differently, how she makes decisions, how she trusts herself, what she believes is true and possible, who she surrounds herself with. I think we can both imagine how that might be a little different than what we're doing right now. For me, procrastinating on recording episodes because I can do it in the 11th hour, it's not going to serve me. It doesn't serve the future LauraAura, and honestly, she's going to need the runway. And so the way that the future LauraAura has this new healthy habit in place is by current LauraAura fucking doing it. Leaning into the discomfort, trying new things, breaking old habits, realizing that, hey, this is not serving me in this position. I'm not taking this away from myself in other areas because, again, it comes in like super handy and I actually kind of enjoy it. But I can really notice where it puts pressure on me that's negative, where it gives me anxiety, where it gives me stress, where it makes me feel like I'm behind. Those are the areas where shifting from procrastination and putting things off, I'm actively working on shifting to being proactive. Your old beliefs, your old habits, maybe some current present day stuff that you are doing are not necessarily going to be the beliefs and the habits that get you to that vision. Look, your future self is challenging your old ways of doing things. That's why it's so freaking uncomfortable. It's not because it's wrong. It's because it's new. It's unfamiliar. These are not habits that you have instilled in you. The way that you're doing things right now, maybe some of it works really great. You don't have to flip the table over, but I can almost guarantee you there's at least a couple of ways that you can shift yourself forward. Ways that you've gotten used to just dealing with things or handling things that's not serving you anymore. That's why this period right now, it feels muddy. It feels sticky. It feels like, oh, why is this so hard? Why do I feel like I'm trudging through things? Friend, it's because you're at a pivot point. You're an expansion point where the old shit is not going to get you any further. Okay, hold on. Let me go back. The old shit is not going to get you any further. And that, my friend, should absolutely be enough to wake you up to say, shit, it's time to do something different. You don't have to uproot your entire life or change your entire routine of everything. We're going to get into the next steps here, okay? We just have to be willing to recognize what I've been doing. It's not working anymore. It's gotten me this far, but it's not going to take me to where I want to go. To get to where you want to go, you have to start acting like the person that already has it. We have to start leaning into different ways, experimenting, saying, you know what? I've never tried this before, but I'm willing to. And all of this starts with really tapping into, going back and doing that exercise we did in the beginning of this episode, where you are like getting into the feeling of the person that you are becoming, the person that has what you want right now. And there's two ways that I want to help you take your one next step to make your next gutsy move, okay? The first one is evaluating your habits. I want you to focus on one habit that your future self embodies today, one that you can begin practicing now. Keyword here is simple. Simple and one. It's not to say you can't have more. It's not to say you can't habit stack here, right? But we want to focus on, okay, what's the one thing that's maybe causing me hesitation? It's causing me frustration. It's causing me to get behind on things. It's creating a lot of unnecessary angst or anxiety in my body. It's really fucking noisy in my head, okay? Like, let's go to that. What is that habit? What is that thing for me? I've been sharing that procrastination, the 11th hour with the podcast specifically. That causes me a lot of angst. Like my body gets tight, my chest kind of starts to pull in, my shoulders pull forward, and I'm like, this is stupid. Because I love creating this podcast. It's one of my favorite things in the world to do. So what the shit? And that's where when we step back and we really look at this from like a bird's eye view, it's like, this is something that I actually really want. Okay, this is not a habit that's like deterring you from doing something that you hate. Okay, we're talking about moving towards the thing that you actually want. You've heard me say it before. You'll hear me say it 8,000 more times. The thing that you want the most is often behind the thing that you resist the most. What are we resisting here, friend? Start to notice that thing that causes you the most discomfort. The discomfort that's not good. Not the kind that's like, oh, I'm excited, I'm nervous, like I'm moving forward. No, it's the discomfort that like kind of keeps you up at night a little bit. Let's replace that with a new habit. What does she do instead? If we tap into that future self, how would she handle this? What would be the habit that she would build? How would she move differently? We've been doing a ton of identity work inside of AuraAlign, which is my 6-month mastermind for women that are going for it. And it is profound. I mean, it is just like completely eye-opening to see how some of these very small but very powerful shifts are changing the way that they're moving in all aspects of their life. So there's one gal who's really stepping into a place of visibility. She's a speaker, she's a facilitator, and she's like, I do this thing where I put off going to sleep. It's like I find a million things to do at nighttime and I don't take care of my skin, and then I feel bad going to sleep, and then I wake up early and I don't feel rested, and that's just not serving me. When I think about the facilitator, the speaker in the future, she's well rested, her skin is taken care of, she prioritizes rest. One of the shifts that she has made, one of the habits that she has shifted, is she's moisturizing her face before bed every night. She's getting ready for bed sooner. She is taking rest seriously. She is building a new habit. Is it always perfect? No. But is she doing it substantially more than what she was before? Absolutely. And wouldn't you know, she feels better about herself. Her confidence is building. She's more rested, which means she's able to be more present, which means she's able to do her work better. Like, it's a domino effect in the best way possible. We're not talking about like gargantuan size shifts here, friends. Sometimes it is the smallest thing that makes the biggest impact. So what is one habit that your future self embodies that you can start practicing now? What is something where you've been feeling bad about yourself, or it causes tension in your life, or you're like, I know this isn't working anymore. And what are we going to replace it with? Start simple, start small. It gives yourself the opportunity to show yourself that there's an alternative, that actually things feel better when I do it this way. And you know what? I kind of like that. That's how your future self does these things without even thinking about it. Now, if you want to take this one step further, we can now go into beliefs. Oh, our beliefs. What a wild west of endless opportunities. We've got to start believing in ourselves in a way that proves that we are looking directly at the result of having it. Like, we did the work, we believed in ourselves, and it's mine. It's here. And I can figure this out. I'm resourceful. I can ask questions. I'm surrounded by incredible people that are ready and willing to support me. And if you don't yet have those people, might I invite you into AuraAlign, where these shifts are happening on a weekly basis. We got to start calibrating our beliefs to match the frequency of the things that we want. And listen, I know that's not easy sometimes, especially when your external world is not yet reflecting what it is that you want. And it's especially important in those moments when you are continuing, when you got to keep going, when that evidence is not yet there. That's when your self-belief needs dialed up times 10,000. It's one of the other many reasons that being in a group like AuraAlign is so important, because you can feed off of the energy of the other women. You can get support in your low moments or when you're questioning yourself. It can help you get back on track easier and smoother and faster. So we got to start thinking about our beliefs. Things like, I'm allowed to choose a simpler path. I trust my decision-making process. My desires are available to me because I can see them and feel them. I am resourceful. I am intelligent. I am smart, right? Like, I believe in myself. I am my own best advocate. This is what it boils down to, because you can't always have somebody with you 24/7. Who's with you 24/7 though? You and your brain. And this is not about perfection, okay? This is not about always having good thoughts, because that's bullshit. It's about recognizing when you start slipping off into that kind of spiral and saying, okay, I can see where I'm going, but I'm going to choose something different instead. I'll give you an example. So one of the other gals in Auraline, she is in a career pivot. She works for a corporation. She's changing positions, also considering starting a business. So she's got a lot of shifts going on. And one of her old beliefs was, I have to have it all figured out. This came into play before she could make any moves, before she could make any decisions, before she could ask for help, and actually asking for help kind of off the table. She had to have it all figured out before she could move forward. She realized that's not helping her. That's not serving her. That's not how her future self operates. So her new belief that she is acting through is that it's okay and safe to ask for help. It's okay to say, I don't know. She's taking the pressure off of herself. She's relaxing down into the idea that, hey, I don't need to be a walking dictionary. I'm not Google. I'm not ChatGPT. I don't have all of the answers. And it's allowing her to be human. It's allowing her stress to just melt away. She's not pushing and pressuring herself nearly as much. She's actually getting answers faster. She's inviting other people to be part of the process. It's such an energetic shift. It's like this huge exhale of I don't have to carry it all. It's from that space that she's gaining more clarity. She was able to speak up in a meeting where she had this opportunity, right? Do I go back to what I know, or do I lean in and say the hard thing? She spoke up in a position where she would typically stay silent. She would typically internalize it. Nope. She saw the opportunity. She had capacity in her body because of this belief shift. And she spoke up for herself. She advocated for herself. And now her position is shifting to better serve her and her stress load and what she really wants to be doing and focusing on. It's fucking mind-blowing. Again, this wasn't a gargantuan, huge shift that she made, although it probably felt like that in her body. This was one belief that she shifted over and over and over again, which gave her the confidence and the clarity and the oomph to go for it. What is one belief that your future self lives by? Let's start to infuse that in your daily routines, in your daily thought process, in your meditation, in your journaling, however you like to connect with yourself. If you like to print things out and put it on a wall, let's do that. If you like a reminder on your phone or in your calendar, let's do that. The real changes you will start to see by practicing these things. It's not about perfection. It's not about always having it right. It's not about this oh, I said I was going to do this and now I didn't do this. And no, we're not doing that. It's saying, okay, I said I was going to change this belief. That old shit popped up. Okay, I can see it. I understand it. I know how that's affecting me, and I'm going to choose differently next time. And in the beginning, it might feel hard because it's new. You're literally challenging an old belief. You're literally challenging an old habit that's been deeply, deeply ingrained. But I can promise you, it doesn't take too many times for your mind and your body to recognize how much better you feel when you shift these things. In fact, it becomes quite contagious. It does really the opposite of where we started. It starts to feed your confidence. It starts to open things up. It starts to give you this clarity that you've never had before. All of a sudden you're moving in ways where you're I'm sorry, who is this? I don't even recognize myself, but I am damn sure that I like it. This is your future self starting to show up today. Remember, she is familiar because she is you. She is familiar because she is you. So let's put the dukes down. Let's stop fighting her. And instead, let's start embracing her. Let's start moving the way that she moves, deciding the way that she decides, questioning the way that she questions. She's curious. She's open. She's I'm always evaluating what feels right and what feels off. The way you become her is by being her. If you feel like you are standing at the edge of a growth phase, if you are pivoting in your business or in your career and you're like, I just need someone to help me make sense of what's happening in my brain. One of the gals in Auraline just sent me a message and she's like, thank you for always helping me feel grounded, organized, and like my thoughts aren't completely insane. I hear you, friend. This space was designed to help you see what you can't see, to help you make sense of all the pieces, to give focus and order of operation to the 8,000 things that are on your list. You're hungry for this next chapter of your life, and I help you figure out how to get it in a way that works for you. I've got just a few spots left, so if this is even remotely intriguing you, go to LauraAura.com/mastermind to learn more about the program or start your enrollment today. I can't wait to see what you and your future self pull together to do and create. It's juicy and magical. I can see it and I can feel it. Friend, it's just an honor to spend this time with you. Reach out on social if you want to connect and say hello. And as always, until I see you next time, stay gutsy.